Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes.
Ladies and gentlemen, no music. I hear it. It's good too. All right, you fucking animals. Here you go. Damn. Dude, that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 soundtrack is just peak. Infinite. How's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Sauce? Marvel vs. Capcom 2. How's everybody doing? We got a film night tonight. Doing great now that I see your face. Aww. Doing okay. You will? I'm all right. I had kind of an intense day. Hang on. You guys want to take you for a ride? Real quick. Let's play that shit.
I wanna take you for a ride.
I want to take you for a ride. I want to take you for a ride. I want to take you for a ride. Is that not the best video game song ever? I want to take you for a ride. I want to take you for a ride. Dude, insane. So I had a kind of intense day today. I was playing basketball at a gym called Equinox. I'm a member of a few different gyms because I have a problem. I like to work out a lot, and sometimes I go to Equinox to play basketball. And basically what happened was I had a run-in with a bigot, which was weird. Like, you just don't expect that in the year of our Lord 2026. But I mean, I guess I'll give the full story on this. I was so blindsided by it. So I was playing basketball, and I was playing with two older gentlemen. And when I say old, like in their 70s. So, like they're not like balling, but they're decent. They can hit their shots. They're having a good time. And then like the general basketball audience starts to show up, and there's two games going on either side. And I'm on a team with two younger guys that I had talked to a little bit. They were like 19, and one of these older gentlemen. And so during the course of this game, there's a guy on the other team who he's just one of those dudes who's like constantly beaking. And I have no problem with beaking, but like he's kind of like rude. You know what I mean? There's like talking shit, and then there's kind of like the like just calling everything and like just really getting into people. And I was like, oh, this guy kind of sucks. And after he started calling everything, he went to set a pick, and he had already like kind of gotten into a verbal altercation with one of the younger guys on our team. And he like dropped his shoulder into the kid, and the kid called foul. And I was like, yeah, that's a moving screen. And he was pissed. He's like, you can't call that, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, dude, like, come on, man. If you're going to call what you're calling, you know what I mean? And I have this thing. Whenever I play basketball, gentleman's game. Whenever someone calls something, you just let it go, right? But he would not let this go. He wouldn't get the ball. Anyway, the game ends, and that team wins. And the two kids on my team like get into a fight with this guy. Like they're still beaking. And I pull them away, and I'm like, hey guys, not worth it. Just leave it, whatever. And I get picked up for the next game by another team. And they're like, do you want to play with us? And I was like, sure. And right at the beginning of the game, one of the older gentlemen is still playing against us. He's in his 70s. And we match up because, like, he's my buddy. And so I'm not playing aggressively at all. I've kind of like removed myself from the game, if that makes any sense, right? Because I'm not going to like drive the hoop on a 70-year-old guy, and I'm not going to like lay him out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of like a body now to even this out. So we're playing through this game, and he starts getting into it with another guy on our team. And I'm like, this guy is tough. And then a dude on his team is like, yeah, he's always like this. It's like, whatever. And then he starts like chastising me. And he like says a few things where I'm like, that was pretty mean. Including at one point, he's like, it's a good thing you're matched up with Bruce, the 70-year-old guy. You two are on the same level. And I was like, what the fuck? That's not only rude to me, that's rude to this guy, Bruce. I was like, what? That was kind of uncalled for. Okay. All right. So he like keeps chastising me. He's calling really ticky-tacky fouls too. And then at one point, like, the ball is going out and we both go up for it, and he tries to grab it and it falls. And he looks at me and he's like staring daggers at me. And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't even touch you, man. What's happening? And he's like, yeah, whatever. And then there's another time where he like clearly touches it as it's going out of bounds. And I'm like, our ball. And he's like, no. And he like has this big, like it was, dude, I was just like, what is this guy's problem? He like stormed off the court and he like didn't want to play. So we're like, all right, take the ball. And I was like, oh, this guy is really into it. So then I set a pick, and it was maybe the lightest pick of all time. And he is mad because he said that I have set my legs too wide. And he's like screaming at me. He's like, learn to play basketball. You're going to hurt someone. Mind you, I have completely removed myself from the game. I am playing defense on a guy in his mid to late 70s. And I'm like, I haven't shot a ball all game. So I'm like, what? I was like, what is your fucking problem, bro? And I walk up and I like get in his face and I'm like, brother, you have been a fucking jerk to everyone on the court. You've almost gotten in a fight with 3 separate people. I was like, you need to shut the fuck up. And he was like, oh yeah, like, what are you going to do about it? And I was like, brother, I will fucking bury you. Like, he wasn't a fit guy. He wasn't a big guy. And at that point, he went, you won't do shit, F-slur. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, bitch. And I was like, is that why you've been so rude to me all game? I was like, do you think, I was like, have you been that rude to me all game because of this? And he's like, yeah. And he drops it again. And all of a sudden it clicked that this guy has been like chirping me for the last half hour because he thinks I'm homosexual. So I immediately like beeline for him. And there's like 30 people on the court. There's 2 games going on. There's people waiting. And immediately like 6 guys grab me. And I was about to fucking deal with this dude. And there was this one really nice guy who, like, bigger dude who was like, don't do it. They'll just eject you from the club. And I'm like, I don't really care. That guy is a bigot. And he's like, yeah, suck a dick. And I was like, and I was like, dude, I'm all for beaking. I'm all for being shitty. But like, he's just dropping slurs right now. And I look around and like one of the people watching this fight unfurl is Jason Derulo. And he's there with a security guard. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So all the basketball guys grab me. There's like 5 guys, and they're all like, it's okay. That guy fucking sucks. We all hate that guy. And I was like, okay, great. It was at this point that I was like, well, I can't fight this guy. So I'm just going to fucking get him off the court. So instead of covering Bruce, I start playing basketball, and we're down like, I don't know, 8, 9 points. They don't score again. They fucking lose. And I'm like, get off the fucking court, bigot. And he's like, yeah, suck a dick. And I'm like, brother, you live in Los Angeles. It's 2026. Are you a fucking psychopath? Like, what are you doing, man? And I was like, and you just lost. Like, get the fuck out. Dude, it was so Bizarro World. I was so cranked up. I felt myself running so hot because I was like, this dude, I can't imagine being a bigot and living in Los Angeles. That's crazy. That's like being racist against Asians and moving to China. It's like such a wild decision. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are you doing, man? You're at Equinox. This is gay Mecca. What are you doing? Equinox in Los Angeles. This is the ground zero for gayness. I don't know, man. I texted everybody. I was like, what the fuck? I was so blindsided by it. Also, like, I went around and apologized to everybody afterward because, like, I have not actively sought a fight in probably like 10 years. You know what I mean? The last time where I was like, oh, I'm a fucking kill this guy, I was probably like 26. And so I just immediately like was cocking my fist back, and I went up to all these dudes and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not really a fighter. And everybody was like, yeah, no, we know that guy sucks. And I was like, man, okay. Can you not get him kicked out for using slurs? I mean, I'm going to talk to Equinox. I'm going to basically say that I don't want to be a member there anymore because if that's not an issue, then I don't really want to be a member there. How old was he? Probably my age. But it was just so bizarre, man. Was it Jason Derulo? No, Jason Derulo was just there. It was like one of those things like where, I'm going to be honest, everything was happening so fast. And I was like, I just got targeted for being a homosexual. And then I looked to my left and I'm like, that's Jason Derulo. Like, that's what my head did. I was like, that guy just called me the F slur. He's targeting me because he thinks I'm gay. That's Jason Derulo over there. But again, Jason Derulo had nothing to do with the story other than that, the fact that, like, when everybody was, like, holding me back, I looked to my left and I was like, Jason Derulo? Again, Jason Derulo did nothing wrong in this story. He was just there playing basketball on the other court. It was one of the strangest cameos of my life. Was Jason holding you too? I don't think so. I mean, it all happened pretty fast. I don't think he was one of the guys that grabbed me. That is a fever dream, truly. But yeah, that was bizarro. Like in SLC Punk, it's not that he was giving you shit for being gay. He was giving you shit. It's not that he was giving you shit for being gay. He was giving you shit. No, he was giving me shit for being gay. 100%. Like, and that's what clicked. Like, I was like, oh, this guy has been fucking awful to me because he thinks I'm gay. Like, I literally looked at him and I went, oh, you've been shitty to me all game because of this. And he was like, yeah, suck a dick. And I was like, oh, okay. Great. And I wasn't going to tell him I wasn't gay.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. Yo, that shit was crazy today, fam. You were going to kill that guy.
Yeah, I was pissed. It's more that, like, it's even an issue to him. Me being like, I'm not gay, kind of like plays into like the same, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? At that point, that guy assumed that I was gay. Let it be known that he assumed I was gay. And then
Well, that is
basically
my spirit
revealed that
animal.
he was being horrible to me because he thought I was gay. That, like, who cares if I'm gay at that point? He's a fucking bigot. I just kept calling him a bigot. When we beat him, I was like, walk, bigot. Get out of here, bigot. It was crazy. Hot take, everybody should have jumped him, to be honest. Listen, violence is seldom the answer. I'll be real. But in that moment, I could have been convinced. In that moment. And again, I was the third person he got into a fight with. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, dude, I just honestly, like, I don't mind getting into a conflict, and I don't mind altercations, and I wouldn't be hanging on to this
Will is the perpetual ally.
if it wasn't like, oh my God, like, imagine I was a homosexual guy and like I had to have dealt with basically being targeted like while I was playing basketball. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I can't get out of my head. I was like, let people play basketball, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, I don't fucking know. Did Efsler deserved a solid crash out? Oh, yeah, I was there. I was there. I was about to bend his dick. I was about to go full dick bender. When the world needed the most, I was about to tie that guy's penis into a balloon knot. How was his ball handling? Honestly, he wasn't bad at basketball. I'll tell you that. I'll be fully transparent. He was actually decent at basketball, but like his whole thing was like he just called everything, which is like, brother, come on. But granted, though, when I locked in, he didn't score. They didn't score again. They were on game point when he fucking got in a fight with me, and then I was like, all right, okay. What's the movie tonight? Relax. Fucking relax. How about that? The movie is Relax. I saw this, dude. This is so sad. Kavinsky, dude, this is a bummer. He was only 50. I'm giving you a night call to tell you how I feel. Zoolander Relax? No, I'm not Taylor Swift, brother. I'm not giving you clues on what the movie is. Just be present. Let me stream for a second.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
He waited 13 seconds before he told that guy to relax. That's the he's gonna do the movie 13. You see the Jared Leto stuff, bro? Nation could have sworn Jared Leto was already a convicted sex offender. Okay, so you guys know
39.
Caroline
Let's
Kwan and
make
I
it go.
have been very staunch Jared Leto haters for a long time. And you guys know I don't really involve myself in like drama, but I like the speculation with him was always so heavy that I was like, dude, where there's smoke, there's fire. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. And so anytime there was a movie with him in it, I was like, I'm skipping it. Remember, like, dude, when Tron came out and they were like, oh, he's the head of Tron. I was like, well, I was excited to see Tron and I want to see the movie because of the fucking Trent Reznor soundtrack. And now I'm not going to see it. And the same thing with He-Man, dude. Like, I'm a He-Man fan. I literally have an original He-Man and a Skeletor right there. And I was like, I'm not seeing that movie because Jared Leto's a fucking weirdo. So, okay. So let's get into the weeds on this, okay? Let's get into the weeds before we get into the actual movie night. Here we go. It's not surprising to me that Jared Leto has been exposed. But what is really fucking sad is I bet part of the reason he was exposed now and not before is because his earnings potential has dropped off, right? I'm sure they had a lot of this stuff locked and loaded, right? But when you have 3 flops in a row, you're no longer protected on high from the Prince of Darkness. You know what I mean? There's no studio paying to like bury the claims against you. All of a sudden, you know, oh, He-Man flopped. You're donezo. Oh, Tron flopped. And you've been a rapist for the last fucking 20 years.
Oh yeah, wow. That's
Like the
very
guy
cool.
had an open air cult. I don't know how we still have open air cults in the age of the internet, right? Like it is crazy to me. Like I guess I can understand our forefathers being duped by cults because like there wasn't the fucking the internet to give them their perspective, but like dude, this guy literally had a cult where he was like, yeah, it's about me. I'll play that 1:30 to Mars song.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys will
wow,
all
that's very
come.
cool.
I'll
Play
have
with it,
sex
leave
with
our
you.
trains,
Trump is president. Yeah, I get it. Like the brainwashing cult of personality. I understand that for sure. But like, there's a difference between at least Trump like puts on a suit and doesn't show up like dressed as Jesus. Well, there was that one piece of AI art, actually, now that you mention it. He did show up as Jesus. Well, all right, forget what I said. But it is true that like Jared Leto like showed up like in you know, like papal gown and was like, let me fondle you. Which is a little aggravating. You know what I mean? It's a little Austin Creed recently dropped an animation about his recent
Oh,
departure.
Yeah, wow. That's very cool.
Dude, I gotta see this. Hold on. The new fucking day. Not the evil horses. Those are not evil horses. That's Kofi and him. Fuck yes. I have no idea what I'm watching. There are layers to this. This one's for the heads. Can we get one layer at least? It's a 2-minute video. I will explain it after it plays. 2 seconds. Is this AI? Clearly not. The Forbidden Door. I'll see you in AEW, baby. Let's go. This is AI for sure. I would be willing to bet that this is not AI, knowing Xavier Creed and Kofi. Okay, so now I'll explain this to you guys. The New Day was Biggie, Kofi, and my buddy Austin Creed. And they are one of, if not the greatest pound for pound, like tag team, triple tag in like WWE history. And they had a really great run at one point and eventually were essentially stabled like this, where they didn't really get the kind of matches and the belts and the credit that they deserved. And also, like, beyond that, Xavier Creed at one point was supposed to get put over. If you don't know what that means, like, it basically means like putting a wrestler on, right? Because when all the results are like pre-planned, it basically is like how much you resonate with the audience, and then the writers will give you an arc that is appealing, and then your fame will go up, et cetera, et cetera. And WWE basically shelved the New Day and didn't let them succeed. Now, the New Day's symbol has always been the unicorns, right? And so this is Kofi and Xavier Creed breaking loose. Now, this is a symbol for probably Vince McMahon and WWE. And then this unicorn with the broken horn is Biggie. Because Biggie at one point took a really bad belly to back suplex and landed on his neck and shattered his back and basically had to retire from wrestling. So this is a reference to their friend who is no longer wrestling with them. And then the Forbidden Door is the idea of jumping from one major wrestling promotion to the next. So this is the Forbidden Door, and the New Day left WWE a few months ago, and this is probably an indication that we will see them again as a tag duo in AEW, which is fucking phenomenal. I mean this sincerely. There are a lot of really cool wrestlers. The New Day are some of the nicest, most genuine professionals and decent people that I've ever had the privilege of working with. They are everything you want in role models, wrestlers, entertainers, and people. And I hope they go to AEW and absolutely fucking crush, because they're awesome and they deserve to have a great run. How'd you end up working with them? Austin Creed was my co-host for 2 years at G4 TV. So I hung out with Xavier Creed like every week for like 2 years. Like that was my guy. So I spent so much time with Xavier, and he's awesome. I mean it sincerely. When they left WWE, I was like really pretty. That was like the one where I was like, oh, I feel really shitty about this. Can you get him on the pod? I would love to get him on the pod. That'd be a great question. I should ask him. To have him and Kofi on the pod would be so fun. Will on that bigot. All right, guys, I don't know if I'm this menacing. That dog is 190 lean. Real. Odyssey memes have been great. Somebody get these beggars out of here. Somebody get these beggars out of here is one of the funniest lines in film history.
Oh shit! Get your towels ready, it's about to go down!
This is so stupid.
Everybody in the place hit the fucking deck! But stay on your motherfucking toes! We running this, let's go! I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat! I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat! I'm on a boat, motherfucker, take a look at me! Straight floating on a boat on the deep blue sea! Busted by night, wind whipping out my coat! You can't stop me, motherfucker, cause I'm on a
Peak faillennial? I don't like the stank that you just put on Lonely Island. I don't like the stank that you just put on that. I don't know if I like the stank you just put on that. Terry Crews, the NFL is jail with money?
I've heard you say the NFL is prison with money.
That's right. Jail with money. I
Fantastic.
said that, and I mean it. It's changed a lot lately. There are things that have been happening, I think, because of social media.
Mhm.
But pre-social media, NFL it's alphas on alphas. It's all challenges. It's all one-upmanship. It's like being in prison. It's like being hazed 24/7. The coaches are like, they're looking to replace you every second. The other players are looking like you're a challenge. Like you're on the same team.
Right, like your brothers, so to speak. Yeah.
You're on your same team, but you pray that whoever's ahead of you gets hurt. Like
Yeah.
that was the deal. Like, man, I really, really hope he breaks his leg today. Like,
Yeah.
Or
God,
know,
if you care about me at all.
you know, that's right before the prayer, right before we get
Oh,
out there.
got it,
Like,
got
I
it.
really hope my man gets his head busted.
Number 38, God.
Yeah, we need some CTE to just
Yeah,
sweep
please,
over everybody
Lord.
today, Lord. You know?
Terry Crews isn't wrong. Terry Crews also played in the 90s, I believe. And that doesn't sound like it's a long fucking time ago to some of you, but in football terms, like it was almost a different game 30 years ago. Football was almost a completely different beast 30 years ago than it is now. Also, Terry was a journeyman player, right? He was essentially a practice squad guy. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like you're on the team, but you're not really on the team. You kind of play as a body to get the rest of the players ready. And Terry, actually, interestingly enough, I don't know why I know all this stuff. He made so little money as a practice squad player that he would draw portraits of the other players to earn extra money. So he was in the locker room and he would do these portraits that are actually fucking incredible. So this is like a Terry Crews portrait right here. That he would do of the other players to earn some extra scratch on the side. That was like his hustle. So when he says it was like jail, like, yeah, he was hustling, man. Like he was a practice squad player. Oh, here you go. Here's one of his art. This is one of his pieces of art that I think he did for LaDainian Tomlinson right here. And so he was really hustling. And like for a practice squad player, it's really like that, man. Like you're kind of on the team and you're kind of not really. Also, the protections in the 90s just were not the same. But that's also true of like a lot of sports, right? I talked to my uncle who was in the NFL in the 1970s, and like it was crazy what those guys would do. Like he said that you would go down and sometimes you'd be in a scrum and a guy would just be trying to break your finger or something like that. Or, you know, they were just screaming at you before the huddle, just saying the most unbelievably horrible things that they could say. And that was kind of true of a lot of sports, right? Like baseball, even baseball, which is kind of like hey, we're playing baseball, had some pretty wild scraps and stories from back in the day that were really bizarre. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad take, particularly about the 90s. 90s NFL. Like the racism. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Like Larry Bird was saying the N-word, right? But I think at the time he was kind of saying it with love. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to conceptualize that for you guys, that he was like the white guy in the NFL or in the NBA. And like, I just don't think we had made enough progress that it was that shocking that the corked up white boy was just like, you know, dropping slurs. He had the pass. Yeah, I think the pass was way more a real thing in the fucking 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The only reason I say that is because his peers to this day love Larry Bird, right? If you talk about the other guys in the NBA that he talked shit to, like, they were like, we loved Larry. We fucking loved Larry. Like, it's well documented that Larry would be like, don't put a white boy on me. I need a brother. Put a brother on me, or else you're going to get fucking diced up. Like, it's a different era. It's a different era, man. So I don't know. Okay, so he was just gay. Man, explaining sports from different decades to a chat full of autistic people on Twitch is, I mean, it's and like 50% of you are LGBTQ plus. It's hard. It's hard. Okay? You know what I mean? It's like explaining red to someone who's blind. I'm doing my best, okay? But you got to meet me halfway. I'm trying. I'm not making up these realities. I'm just trying. Larry would get mad if they had a white guy guarding him. Yes, it is well documented that Larry took it as disrespect if ever another white guy was on the court with him. Which is awesome. Which is so funny, dude. Oh, God. Anyway. Just tuning in. Is Wilneff mad that he hasn't been held accountable? Larry Bird? No, I'm not mad that Larry Bird hasn't been held accountable. No.
I don't take no shit.
Larry Bird's fine.
Well, I know you have a replica of the Mandiacs, but it being your favorite movie, have you ever gotten a Conan sword replica?
No, I don't want a bunch of weapons. I think that it sends a weird message. I'm happy that I have the axe. It's dope. Did he do something? No, we were talking about that there was different standards of etiquette in 70s and 80s sports than there are now. That was the entire nexus of the conversation. That's all you need to know if you came in late. Okay. That's it. We can move on. It's fine. Thoughts on Teen Wolf? That's a great old movie. Yeah, sports just used to be different. My favorite, dude, favorite fucking sports used to be different. Hang on, we got to watch this. This is my favorite. Brian Dawkins.
He was like, Spikes, I'm gonna take his soul.
This is how different football in the fucking 90s and early 2000s was.
He was like, Spikes, I'm gonna take his soul. And I was like, what? I'm gonna take his soul. I want to see how bad he wants to play. Next play, they run a route behind me. Brian Dawkins. I said, oh my goodness. He gets up over him and just says, hallelujah.
Weapon
Thank
X.
you, Jesus.
Go Birds.
I don't know what he's on, but I want some before the next game, though. I like B-Dawkins.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Bro, and that was a clean hit. That shit is crazy. You watch that now and you're like, oh my God. Just going directly helmet to helmet. Good golly. Shit was different, bro. Yeah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Have you seen The Odyssey? Yeah, I've seen The Odyssey. Oh, dude, we got the new trailer for Always Sunny. The last season of Always Sunny was quite funny. I'm always amazed that Always Sunny has not
Have you seen
fallen
The
off
Gorge?
yet. The Gorge? I don't know if I have.
Who there, my lord?
I feel like I would have thrived in medieval times. It was all about war and Christianity. Crash, bash, crash!
Force field backlash spell.
Oh! This is a really good beer.
And best of all, it's not alcoholic.
Get out.
If you're not gonna party, I'm gonna find somebody else who will. Four Eyes right here.
I think Frank just human trafficked.
Yeah.
Got your cup ending?
Get off me!
Are you eating the shells and spitting out the seeds?
Possibly, yeah, that might be why I'm so thirsty.
Happy wedding day!
Boys, 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 boys!
I thought it'd be great for you to see the kind of people that you're gonna be hanging out with once you marry Frank.
There's only one way to take care of this.
What's happening? The last thing we need is for the wedding to come off to some kind of funeral.
She's dead. Take a good look, cause she's gone.
FX's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The all-new season premieres August 17th on FXX and Hulu.
Dude, Always Sunny, when Always Sunny eventually ends, I will experience a kind of sadness that I don't know if I've like really had elsewhere in my life. It has been such an effervescent part of my yearly reality. When did it, dude? 2005. Oh my God. That is crazy. Like basically my entire adult life has been with Always Sunny. Like I don't know how I will act when that era ends.
Show whole old man.
Because it's not only my favorite, it's like it's so comforting. It's one of the few shows that I've watched like over and over and over and over again. And that has made me cry laughing so many times. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever laughed harder than the Frank gets caught in a porta potty episode, where Frank does a bunch of acid and gets caught in a porta potty. It's incredible. It's maybe the funniest thing ever. Oh God, not again! Not again! Incredible. He's like eating dish soap. Oh my God. I just want to be pure. The Pokemon card investing epidemic explained.
I want to show you something crazy.
Let me look at that. What is this?
According to this chart, Pokemon cards have seen a 3,200% return since 2004. But
that's fucking crazy.
The S&P 500 only returned 438% in the same period. But the reason for this might surprise you. You see, prices didn't go up just because more people fell in love with the game. And we can't actually blame it all on influencers either. So what really caused the explosion in Pokemon
The Paul brothers
and other collectibles? And why does investing in everything but the stock market feel like the fastest way to profit today? And I'm about to spend $261 on a Pokemon card.
No. Yeah. Honestly, I know this is crazy, but like I do think that Pokemon is at a point where I think it will burst eventually. It will go the way of the Beanie Baby, not completely, but these values are like crazy. Like I have this one Charizard card that when I bought it was like $300, and now it's like a $3,000 card. Same thing with my fucking Super Mario Pikachu. Like I bought these cards like just because I wanted to have them, but like there are a few of them that I might just like unload because like it's irresponsible for me to keep them. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, what the fuck? Dude, I have one Blastoise that's like so fucked up. And I think that's like the one card I will keep.
To you, these might seem like a random bunch of flowers, but really, these tulips can teach us more about economics than any book. Tulips first arrived in Europe in the late 1500s, and they quickly became a luxury good.
Sell it if Caroline gets pregnant. Honestly, I did want to do this thing if Caroline and I were ever to get engaged. If she ever wanted to do that and we figured it out on mutual ground. I always thought it would be really funny if I just traded Pokemon cards for an engagement ring and get like the most insane engagement ring in history. And then when she asks about it, I can be like, remember those Pokemon cards you didn't want to save when we were escaping the fire? You're wearing them. I do think that is not only a very cute thing to do, but like a really fucking cheeky thing to do. You know what I mean? Where it's like, like have Blastoise cut inside the ring. You know what I mean? I do think that is kind of fucking funny. You know, some people, what impresses you? What makes you laugh? What is cheeky and fun and whimsical to you? Do I need to come through this fucking webcam and suck your cock for you to have any kind of fun? Leave me alone. You know?
By 1633, a single rare bulb was worth more than an entire house on the most luxurious canal in Amsterdam. But why? You see, tulips are unique in the fact that they start out as bulbs. So instead of just buying flowers to enjoy them, you could now buy the bulbs, store them as the prices went up, and then sell them at a higher price later on. But this all relies on the steady increase in price.
Did you watch Lud's video about having his cards regraded? No. Did he have his cards regraded?
Brings me to this chart. When tulips were first introduced, they were practically worthless. But as time went on and they kept importing them from the Ottoman Empire, they became a luxury item. And as their price began to increase, it wasn't just professional growers buying and selling the tulips anymore. Additionally, middle class and poor Dutch families started piling their money into these tulips, thinking it was their opportunity to make a quick profit. Some of these families took out loans against their house, their business, their estate, all to buy
greed, delusion, denial.
These bulbs. There was no intention to plant these in the ground or enjoy them. It was all a game of how fast could you buy one and then sell it to somebody.
Pokemon equals crypto. Yeah, so again, I got into collecting Pokemon because I like Pokemon. Pokemon's always been a part of my life. And it is crazy to me that like this hobby of mine has exploded. And like ultimately, what I did was I had a lot of really cool cards that I had collected over a long period of time, and I decided to consolidate. I did this thing where I was like, you know what? I think it'll be cool for me to not have like 20 or 30 slabs. I'm going to consolidate to like 5. And doing that, these slabs that I still have because I just didn't want to have this massive collection have gone up like fucking hold on. Let me just check something real quick. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Jesus, what? What? No, that can't be right. That can't be right, dude. What are we talking about? Hold on. Hold on. This can't be reality. I'm going to check it on price charting. There's that. That is what?
Oh yeah, wow.
What?
Cool.
Bro, I got that card for like $900.
Oh yeah, wow. That's very cool.
DS Local 47 checking in 07.
Crazy. Okay, let's try another. There's no way they're all like this right now. I haven't checked these in like years. Hang on. I'm literally realizing that I might be able to retire from streaming right now. What? That is another card that I got for like $600. What is happening? Dude, what happened here? What happened here? Dude, look, yeah. Okay, so I bought it. Dude, what is happening? Okay, hold on. I gotta check this Blastoise now. Oh my God in heaven. They don't even have a PSA 10 in this. All right, guys, listen, you know, it's been a great run. It's been a great run.
Oh yeah, wow. That's very cool.
You know, streaming's been
Perfect timing,
awesome.
too. You can sell
But
them collecting this weekend in LA.
I'm fucking loaded now. I didn't know that my Pokemon cards had exploded in value.
Oh yeah, wow.
So
PLS don't stop streaming.
yeah, I mean I guess that's it, really. All right, see you guys later. I'm gonna go buy a yacht.
I'll state my case.
Okay.
Did it my way.
Okay. I knew
That's very cool.
the value
Well, shit,
of
77 months
my
down the drain.
Pokemon cards had gone up. I knew that. But I'm being so sincere with you. I had no idea that it's
Oh yeah, wow.
that
That's
it's
very cool.
Bro, look at this guy's 30
done
years
this.
collection.
Show us? I mean, sure. These were the two cards that I just... All right, this is the other one. Okay, this is the other one that I gotta check one more. Charizard EX. I bought this card for $100.
Oh yeah, wow. That's very cool.
I bought this card for $100. Okay, and this is the one that I like saw where I was like, wait, that's gone up a ton. Where is
Oh, yeah,
that
wow,
card
That's
now?
very cool.
Still cheaper than Therapy Easy Nafla.
Flash Fire. Yo, what? I bought this card for $100. This is 30 grand? What happened? Actually sell? No, I'm actually going to collect a con. I'm actually going to collect a con. I'm going to come home with 30 grand. I'm going to show Caroline and be like, remember those Pokemon cards you made fun of?
Get more while you went back into the apartment where Jose was escaping you both from the fire. Had to save those cards.
That is... Okay, I have to tell Caroline. That's crazy. That's crazy. What the fuck okay, I have to watch the rest of this video now. What the fuck happened?
Oh, yeah, wow.
Else for more than you paid. But almost overnight, buyers stopped showing up to the auction, causing some fear in the market, which led to a complete...
They're not all PSA 10s, right? Right. They're not all PSA 10s. That's crazy. If these were all PSA 10s, that'd be crazy. Except they're all PSA 10s.
Collapse of the tulip prices, taking with it most people's entire life savings. But tulips aren't really the story here because we need to look at something else. This is a Pokemon index.
I'm not bullshitting you. I got this card like 5 years ago, and I think I paid $150 for it. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm absolutely going to collect con and selling.
And it tracks the overall value of the Pokemon card market. And truthfully, it looks a lot like the tulip chart did before its collapse. We're even seeing a large group of people who are investing their money into the Pokemon card market because of how fast it's gone up in recent years. But what about
actually sell unless you got sentimental value? I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna sell at get rid of these fucking PSA 10 Pikachus. I don't give a fuck about Pikachu. I don't give a shit about Pikachu. I'll sell everything but the Blastoise.
This. Why would people pile into something knowing what's happened in the past and knowing how volatile these markets can be? Markets and prices are kind of like this balloon. It has an ideal size that it wants to be, but if it's any smaller, it's undervalued. And if it's any...
Is Collecticon this weekend?
Bigger, it's overvalued. As the balloon gets bigger and bigger, it starts to become a bubble because the perceived value is exceeding the fundamental value. The only reason the price continues to rise is because buyers think that they can sell it to someone later for more than they paid for it. This is what's called...
You're gonna get scammed? No, I'm not. And here's why. I don't need the money. I'm not, there's no incentive for me to sell.
A bubble. And it's exactly what we saw during Tulip Mania in the 1600s. However, calling something a bubble while you're in the bubble is almost impossible. And only a few people have ever gotten that right. But is it what we're seeing right now with Pokemon and collectibles?
All eyes on you, Owen. Chat wants you to win.
Pikachu.
You might not need to wait till Collecticon. You can just go to Frank's in City of Industry and they have booths that are buying.
Frank's in the City of Industry. Do you? I don't know if they'd have that. I mean, maybe.
It all started.
Sell now. I think I have to.
In October of.
I'm also going to keep my One Piece cards because I don't think they're going to crash yet. I have a Nami that's. Well, let's see how much the Nami is worth. Fuck. While we're playing this game, where is this card? It's like the one where she's got like oranges and shit. Where the fuck is this? How much is this worth? Okay, this is the Japanese version. Nami SP English. Okay, this one doesn't look like it's gone crazy. Well, yeah, okay, it went. It's pretty crazy. All right, okay. All right, okay. Guys.
Regrets.
It's been awesome.
I've had a few.
You know, some men are just born lucky.
But then again, too few to
I'm sorry, guys. I'm out of here.
mention.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
2020. People were sitting in their homes with nothing to do, and this guy decided to live stream himself opening a first edition Pokemon box.
Then I came across what's called booster boxes. I ended up buying a first edition base set booster box.
Capitalist prick. I didn't even get in. Okay, I'm one of those rare nerds. You know, like those rare nerds who are like, yeah, I bought Bitcoin because I thought it was a cool technology back in 1989 or whatever. Like, I'm literally that guy for Pokemon cards. I had no interest in making money. None. I literally was like, that's a cool Blastoise. He's my favorite Pokemon. That's going to look great on my mantle. You know what I mean? I did not get into this with the intention of being like, that's worth so much money.
A world record setting $200,000.
Now, if you're like me and have no idea about any of this stuff, I'll run you through the basics. Pokemon launched in Japan in 1996, but didn't make it to the US until early 1999. The first print in English was called the...
You need a chef on your yacht? I don't know. That depends. I'm gonna go discover if I have some more worthwhile Pokemon cards. And then the question is, can you suck it? Dude, can you imagine if I fucking just become an absolute monster immediately? Like I discover I'm sitting on this fucking pile of money and I go from being this like altruistic nice guy to being a fucking monster like in moments. Oh wow, this Pokemon card's worth 10 million. I got a question, chat. How bad do you want it? I put up down payment on this quaint little island. It's got a name already. It's Little Saint something, but I think I'm going to change it to Lopunny's Secret. Shh.
base set, and the base set had 36 unopened packs, with each pack containing 11 cards, which were 1 basic energy, 6 common cards, 3 uncommon cards, and 1 rare card. The rare card you really want is a holographic Charizard. This was a big deal, and it arguably ignited the entire market we're talking about today. That Charizard was worth about 65
So
to
you don't
80
think they're going to be worth much more in like 15 to 20 years? There's no way. There's no way the market keeps going up like this. It's unsustainable. Are you watching the video? Listen to what he has to say.
$1,000 the day Logan pulled it. And later that week, a Charizard card of the same caliber sold at auction for $220,000, which is a 240% increase in just 1 week. But pulling these cards isn't even where the real money is made, because there's a deeper plan to all of this, and one that makes Pokemon a much more sustainable business for a few people. But first, we need to map out how that $220,000 card is now worth almost $1 million. So if we return back to our timeline here, we now know that Logan's first stream is what launched it all. With 15 million views in the first couple weeks, Pokemon went from being some random binders of cards in somebody's closet to the hottest investment on the block. Logan kept doing these streams and spent over...
Chat, honestly, here's how I know you guys are toxic. I resolved to make a ton of money on these cards, right? Do the responsible thing, have a huge gross of money that will benefit me in my life and move on from cardboard. But I can see all these little voices, toxic voices in chat being like, it's gonna keep going up. Diamond hands, Will. Each one of those cards is gonna go to $1 million. You gotta hold, coward. Stop it! Don't stop! Everybody stop! Everybody quit that. You could be the first bajillionaire if you hold on to that Pikachu.
For cool.
Hold.
Diamond hands. Coward!
Finish it!
Finish it!
Finish it!
Finish it! Our Father art in heaven, hallowed be his Pikachu.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
It's my birthday tomorrow. My car got totaled 2.5 weeks ago, but I got my new Mazda CX-30 on Monday.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Sick.
Coward.
Coward! Speculative assets!
$2 million on Pokemon cards from October 2020 to February 2021. Other streamers and YouTubers joined in, and Pokemon unboxings became content in itself. Couple this with bored people at home with fresh COVID stimulus money, and you get a market that's ready to spend a lot of money very quickly, all in hopes of a quick profit. Does this remind you of anything? But this part of the chart is interesting. In 2022, the market started to collapse, partially because the COVID stimulus money dried up and interest rates were rising everywhere, but also because the Pokemon Company was printing as many cards as they possibly could to keep up with demand, which drove the prices of modern cards down by 40 to 60%.
Blood lost a PSA 10 Luffy because of regrading. Wait, what? Hold on. Pause.
Our first pristine 10.
Wait.
So this is the crown jewel that CGC can give. Unmute the audio. No. What is this song?
Hey, Ludwig, there's been an accident. I don't know how this happened. All I know is somewhere along the lines, I fucked it. I botched it. This thing went from a perfect black label 10 to a 9. Yes, sir.
Wait. Why would he regrade a 10? Just as an experiment?
It has been fucking murdered. All I can really tell is when I ripped the slab open, it...
Wait. Testing the grading companies. Okay, this is insane. If you guys do, I hate that I know this shit. If you guys don't know what the pristine like black label is, like this is basically perfect. Like the value goes beyond even what a 10 is when it hits this.
Looks like the corner dinged the frame in the CGC slab and it created this microscopic, it's genuinely the smallest ding I have ever seen in my life, and that tanked it to a 9 from what was considered a genuine all-around perfect card.
Bro, what was the value difference on that? It's got to be thousands of dollars.
As an apology, there's a cool Porygon in the box that I bought with my own money. It's all yours. It's all yours, buddy. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyways.
$5,000 difference. That's fucking absurd, bro. That's absurd.
Then something changed. Right around here, Pokemon went institutional. Heritage Auctions and Golden Auctions launched their own Pokemon departments, and investment funds that specialized in collectibles began adding Pokemon cards to their portfolios. Pair that with the reports that Pokemon outpaced the stock market by over 3,000%.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm experiencing right now.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Well, if you're looking for a chef, still I can cook decent and have ADHD, so I can roll things like dice in my hand like a chimp. Am I hired?
Yeah, and I forgot I also had this PSA 10 Bubble Mew, so I guess the question is, can you suck it from the back? Because I got 2 of these. Look it up. I don't think the Bubble Mew is that the Bubble Mew can't be that expensive. There's no way. There's no way. Bubble Mew is like what, $1,000? What is happening? What the fuck happened? Dude, did every card go up? Is it just totally indiscriminate?
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Hey, well, so glad you're enjoying Atla. Hope you enjoy season 1. There's some really good episodes in it.
and the race was on again to drive the market even higher. But this time, it was a more mature market with more mature players that created massive businesses off the back of it.
Hold will, the price will rise. I can't. I at least need to sell a few of these. This is disgusting. There is one card I will not sell though, and it's my favorite card of all time. And I've had this card for forever.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
This fucking reverse holo e-reader Squirtle is my favorite card ever made. I love him. I don't care if he's worth $1 million or none. This is like one of the cards that got me into collecting.
Yeah, wow,
like this
cool.
is the guy.
Do you need a janitor?
Look it up. You're actually sick. You're sick people. There's no. It's gonna be worth like $100 maybe. It's gonna be worth like $100 maybe. 2002 Pokemon.
From the back while doing a handstand and doing your taxes as well. Okay, packing my bags. Me too at the yacht.
This card will be worth like $100. You've got to be kidding. You've got to be. Please. Shh, shh, shh. Oh! Yeah! I killed him. I fucking sold him. What? Shh, shh, shh. It's okay. Go with them, Squirtle.
Is Whatnot.
You're not selling on Whatnot and you're a reseller. You are completely missing out. Let me explain.
Whatnot was founded in 2019 as a high-end Craigslist-style platform, but they quickly realized that the real money
those cards I saved from the fire, they paid for this.
was going to be made in live stream shopping. And in January of 2025, after raising an additional $265 million, they set their eyes on the Pokemon market. At this point, they were already a major player in the collectible space, but this funding gave them even more marketing capital to throw at the Pokemon influencers and buyers. This is right around when we started seeing YouTubers and other live streamers post sponsored content for Whatnot. And it drove most of the market to Whatnot to buy and sell Pokemon cards. The more creators talking about it, the more people wanted to be involved, and viewers were now watching creators pull cards worth thousands of dollars on live streams, which only pushed the values even higher. And it also made the cards impossible to find or buy because they were completely sold out everywhere, mostly thanks to one group of individuals.
These fucking guys. Bro, okay, can I tell you guys something? A lot of these
Sold
cards.
My second or third edition Holo Charizard for $30 back in the day. R.I.P.
Rough.
Many regrets.
A lot of these cards are cards that I pulled myself. I've pulled a lot of. I've graded a lot of my own cards. And I back in the day used, like, we're talking like 6-7 years ago. I used to walk Farley every day to the Target in Hollywood and get a coffee and then walk back. But as part of my routine, I would buy 1 pack of cards because that was like, oh, at the end of my 1.5 mile walk, I'll grab a pack of Pokemon cards. And I remember, like, after the fucking Paul Brothers bullshit and all the scalping bullshit, I remember the day that I could no longer, like, get Pokemon cards at a Target. And I would ask the guy, I'd be like, what's going on? And he was like, nah, man, you can't get those anymore. And I'm like, what? He's like, people come in and buy all of them. And I was like, that's crazy. So every once in a while, there would be a pack. And I would go in there and buy a pack. And then Target told me, the one in Hollywood, they were like, we are stopping carrying these because there have been so many fights. And it's such a disruption to our other shoppers that we're not even going to stock them anymore. And I was like, what? That's crazy. So my little tradition that I had of walking Farley and getting, wow, look, a pack of Pokemon cards. Well, nothing. Like, I couldn't even do it anymore.
Super Scalper, what's up? Okay, cool. Anybody else?
So let's go see if we can find any cards at a store.
This also gives me
You can't. Impossible.
perfect opportunity to thank today's sponsor, Chime.
Chime is America's #1 choice for banking, offering a smarter way to manage your money. And since they don't have any Pokemon cards here, I might as well pick up some snacks. And thanks to my Chime card, I get 5% cash back on the category of my choice. For this month, I chose groceries, but I'll be traveling most of the next month, and thanks to my Chime card, I can simply switch from groceries to travel for the month. Speaking of travel, 7 travel concierge included
Ethical
with your Chime
reacts.
card. Other than earning cash back, Chime also makes your money 3.75% APY with no monthly fees.
Okay, he's still doing an ad.
A card or two, but there is nothing in
Yeah, this was what Target was like.
stores. So if I had $10,000 in my Chime savings account at a 3.75%,
He's still doing the ad? I thought we fucking moved on from this guy. I'm trying to be ethical over here, and what's happening?
this is the Pokemon TCG Prismatic Evolutions Booster Bundle, and it MSRPs for
I fucking hate this set, by the way. I fucking hate this set. The pull rates were absolutely fucking diabolical.
$24.99, but I was not lucky enough to pay that price. In fact, it was hard to just find these in stock at a store.
Thank you, Jay Dilla.
It cost me $85, which is $60.
Wait, Dick's was selling this for $85? What the fuck?
Above the MSRP when it launched. But on Amazon, these bundles are selling for $110.
What?
Or if you
What happened?
it up and
I walked away from the hobby for like 2 years and everything went fucking crazy.
sell the booster bundles inside by themselves, they sell for $21 a piece, or $126 total, which is strange because usually things like this will just go out of stock at the MSRP price instead of the retailer.
Bro, stores are starting to just go with scalper prices. What the fuck? Oh, dude, I need to sell my cards. This is over. This is almost over.
Just raising the prices to match the resale prices. But this group of Pokemon fans had to ruin it for everybody else. Meet the
Coward! Hold on! That Pikachu will be worth $1 million! Can Spider-Man come out and play?
Scalpers. Know them, love them, or hate them. Scalpers have a way of ruining just about anything that people really love. But in the Pokemon world, they've reached new heights. You can't even find these things in the store, and the launch days are pure chaos. Not to mention, the resale prices have continued to climb. and it's
Even
gotten
Beyblade is going through a scalping arc right now.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
When punks come back, I'm gonna be a trillionaire.
The bit wasn't even happening anymore. I was literally trying to figure out why anyone would do that. Why the fuck would you scalp? What the fuck?
so bad that the topic of scalpers is even coming up in Nintendo shareholder meetings. Scalpers will join a Discord server and pay.
Dude, you know what the crazy thing is? Okay, this is the fucking crazy thing. I was, remember when I was talking about like I was trying to consolidate all my cards? Okay, I was going to trade everything for one card. Okay, I actually didn't do too bad. Wait. Yeah, okay. So the card that I was going to trade like everything for, I was going to get this card right here. I was going to get a Poncho Pikachu. Okay. For some reason, the Ponchos haven't gone crazy. I thought these would go absolutely insane. That was like, I was going to try and trade up everything.
anywhere from $10 to $200 per month to get price and drop alerts of new cards in their area.
17K isn't insane. That has not scaled as much as these other cards have. Dude, I'm trying to tell you. 5 years ago, I bought this card for like $140. I'm not bullshitting you. This card is now listed at 10 grand. That is fucking berserk. That is absolutely unhinged. Like, that makes no sense. The ponchos were always expensive.
Then they go and buy as many cards as possible before anyone else can get their hands on them, only to immediately turn around and resell them at a higher price, which drives the overall market value of Pokemon cards even higher and has encouraged retailers to cash in on the markups before scalpers do.
Can I ask a question? Who is paying this? Like, is this kind of like the Beanie Baby thing where like they say there's a market, or am I going to go to this card show and try and sell these cards and everybody's going to be like, no, I don't buy those? Or is this like real? I'm going to go to a card show and someone is going to give me $15,000 for this. For sure. That is fucking... Well, I'm keeping the guard. That to me is the funniest fucking bit. You're like, all right, $15,000, Mazal. I'm going to fucking... Hold on, let me just get this. Hold on. It's $10. Hold on.
GameStop in particular is at the center of this problem, listing some of their Pokemon products 200% over MSRP. And with the upcoming 30th anniversary collections, they're already marking them up by 300 to 400% and collecting deposits on the items before they've even...
The scalping for cards so bad that they bought Shonen Jump volumes for a Luffy card that came in the magazine in Japan, and then just trashed the jumps immediately after. Shonen Jump won't be including cards for the foreseeable future now because of the garbage the scalpers created.
Insane.
Launched. That's also why I was forced to pay $85 for my $25 pack from Dick's Sporting Goods. I can't really blame these companies for marking up the prices because I would at least...
Okay, there's one more I have to check because I have 3 of them. Hold on. There's one more that I have to check. How much is that Dodgers Luffy card worth from this year? Oh. Oh. That's... Well, guys,
I did what I had to do.
It's been nice streaming for you guys. Whichever one of you guys want to earn a living cooking for me and sucking it from the back can come to Little Low Punny Island. It's going to be great. Well, it's going to be great for me. Not for you. But yeah, thanks to everybody. You know, some guys are just lucky, I guess.
I did it my...
That's so stupid. That was a free card. What is happening?
Hope it reduces the sheer chaos from the scalpers, but I couldn't imagine being a kid or having a kid that just genuinely likes the game and wants the cards. Yet every store they walk into is sold out because of the scalpers. So at least with the markups, parents have a shot of getting some cards, even though they're going to have to overpay. But at this point, we've talked...
Bro, you paid $100 for 6 packs of a modern set. He's like, yeah, parents can get this. What parents? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Whatnot has had the newest set, 30th anniversary, cracked early and sold online. The prices are ridiculous. You want to pay $135 for 1 pack of a Celebrations pack? Also, I'll hoover that shit from the back. Love ya, bud.
All right, well, we got our first employee on Little Low Punny Island. That's crazy, man. That sucks. And part of the reason, like, I'm so empathetic to this is, like, I can just I can just, dude, I remember, this is real. I would collect cans to get the deposit on cans to buy packs of Pokemon cards. Back in the Dizzy, I think a pack of Pokemon cards was like, what, $4? And my parents were still like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking high? Like, I had to hide my cards because my dad would be like, did you buy more cards? And I was collecting cans. So fucking.
A lot about the box, but what about the cards inside of the box? Let's see what cards we got. $85 worth.
I am willing to bet my life he doesn't get a hit. This set is actually tortured.
Cards. I don't know if this is any good. 70.
Oh, bro, no. No, it's not good. How the fuck do you not know? You're researching a video, you don't even know what a hit looks like? Are you nuts? You know what? I just realized, and it has nothing to do with this, but we should really increase the amount that you get from the deposit on cans. That amount should go up.
Cents. Okay, so these are all just useless. All right. Oh, $13. We have one.
Wait, what? There ain't no way this is worth $13. You're high.
Have one. So far, we're losing quite a bit of money. This one's kind of cool. 24 cents. All right. Nothing worthwhile in there. Last one.
Yeah, this set is cursed.
Oh, I think this is actually worth something. Watch me be
$2.
Completely wrong. Let's see. 45 cents. Never mind. Okay, cool.
Yo, you know what is cool though? You know what I just realized that is very cool? I've given out a lot of money in Pokemon cards to this community. I've given out a lot of money in Pokemon cards to this community based on the former values. Has anybody that I gave a card to come up? Because I gave out some dead ass big boys. I gave out some big boys. I wonder if anybody in the community has come up like a few grand from the cards I gave them. I hope so. Mine went up in value to like $3K from you. That is sick, dude. That is awesome.
Cool. So after all of that, we got one card worth some money. On its own right now, this is selling for about $13 on eBay, but it's currently ungraded, which means it's not as valuable as it could be. But this card is graded. As you can see here, this is a grade 9 in mint condition.
Bro, why the fuck did you get this card graded?
Grading scale runs from 1 all the way up to 10, with 10 being the highest grade that you can get. After opening our pack here, I could send these cards in to be graded, and if it got a perfect 10, this card would then be worth about $120. There are a few companies that do this, but the most popular ones are PSA, CGC, and
There's a
BGA.
member of your Discord that found out that they had Lovebirds Raw, and I told them to grade it, and they got a 10, so they made $13,000.
Yes. PSA's parent company is also currently...
Listen, guys, here's the advice I would give you. If you have valuable raw Pokemon cards, it's too stressful for you to keep them. Send them to me. And I'll take them to Little Lopunny Island, and they'll be safe there.
working on acquiring BGS, which would give them control over roughly 79% of the trading card market.
Will Neff becomes a monster overnight.
So there's a story there, but that's for a different day. If we return to our card here, we could send it into PSA and it would be graded on how centered the image is, the condition of the corners and edges, and whether the surface has any imperfections or defects. Our little enriching energy
Just
here
pulled
has a
Mega Dark
PSA
Riser.
9, which means it's
That's a cool card.
near perfect, but there's a slight problem somewhere on it to not make it a 10. Full transparency, although this looks nice because it's in a case or slab as they call it, I only paid about $12 for this because I'm not about to start a hobby of collecting Pokemon cards.
Fair.
That said, there is another problem here. If I wanted to get this card graded, it doesn't just happen for free. The cheapest option at PSA is $80 per card, and it'll take 40 to 50 days to happen, which means whoever graded this card probably lost some money on it. But their loss is my reward, and now I have my very
Yeah,
own
why would you grade this?
PSA 9 Enriching Energy. Something that seems to have been forgotten during all of this is that this is a kid's game. It was never meant to be an asset class. These cards were originally collected because someone thought it looked cooler than the other, or because it beat another card when playing it as a game. But
Yes.
now it's no longer about collecting, and it's not even really about investing anymore either. Remember Whatnot and how they used part of their funding to take over the Pokemon resale world?
Go ahead.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
RIP East Coast, Midwest movie nighters' sleep schedules.
You had a movie night on Saturday. I can I be honest? I have ignored it tonight, but the fucking Oliver Twist nature of this chat tonight is absolutely crazy. Please, sir, can I have a movie, please? A movie, sir. Cinema. I am 30 minutes late to when we usually watch our movie. We usually start our movie at 8:30. I am 30 minutes late and we're almost done with this video. Please take off your fucking chimney sweep costume. Put down your begging bowl and put on your fucking big boy pants. You can wait 30 minutes. Please, yeah? A movie? Relax.
Well, they didn't do that through live selling. They
He donoed. That guy fucking paid me money to chastise me. That's the he lit. That was like if Oliver Twist came up and was like, "Here's $20, please, sir. Then I'll get some more. More? You could have just spent that $20 on more. Yes, but I want you to do it, sir. I can't go to Amazon Prime Video and watch a movie by myself."
did it by building a gambling app disguised as a shopping app. Whatnot uses an auction-based system, but the weird part is when you're watching these Pokemon streamers, you're not actually buying the cards, you're buying the pack break. And this whole process is what's called auction fever. Basically, we're all rational.
Yeah, this shit is bullshit. Never do this.
Thought for the buyer goes out the door and they start bidding based on their emotional state. As the quick auction draws to a close, all you have to do is swipe this little bar at the bottom and place your bid, which gets people to consistently overspend according to this study. But going back to what I was just saying, on most of these Pokemon streams, you're not even buying the cards you're seeing. Instead, buyers bid for pack breaks, and whoever wins that auction then gets credits to the seller's store based on what cards are pulled in the pack. So at its
I had to
simplest,
tell my brother to uninstall. I get it. I get it. I mean, I feel terrible that knowing that I've made so much money on this over the years. You will win. You will make money. At the time, I felt guilty. Now I feel doubly guilty. It would be like if I got paid for jerking off. You know what I mean? Like this is something that I did on like TikTok as like when I was like visiting my dad 3 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'll gamble on some Pokemon cards. Or I would get drunk with Noah J456 and we'd be like, yeah, let's gamble on some Pokemon cards. And I did it as something shameful. You know what I mean? I did it as like, oh, I'm gonna go blow $100. Now I'm thinking about some of these cards that I have over there that I've won, and I'm like, oh fuck, I made a killing doing this. Get it twisted. You will win. You will make money. Go on Whatnot. The future you want is right in front of you. That's literally if I woke up tomorrow and there was some like YouTube video where it's like, okay, so right now, the value of you jerking off in private 10 years ago is $1 million a crank. And I'm like, wait, what? What? Like, that's how shameful this was for me. Yes, be gay, do drugs, gamble on cards, use your primes.
Level, you're bidding in an auction to spin a slot machine. And even outside of Whatnot, Pokemon as a whole is just becoming one giant gambling project. You're gambling on what cards are in the pack, you're gambling on the condition of the cards, and you're gambling that the prices of the cards will continue to go up. And now, retailers like GameStop are becoming the house.
But they did. They did keep going up. Why did they keep going up? Why is this happening? I feel sick. I feel dirty.
And they're building the odds in their favor.
Thank you for those primes.
They continue to mark up the prices. And couple that with the young men everywhere who have obsessive personalities.
I feel dirty that I'm going to make money off of this. I would rather sell some blood diamonds, okay? I feel dirty. I have turned something that gave me so much pleasure as a child into this. I'm part of this somehow.
And gambling addictions, and you have a recipe for disaster. But like I mentioned earlier, bidding on and collecting these cards is only half of the problem.
Then give them away? You're right. But I do have a question in response. Can you suck it? Yeah, I'll give you that, Pikachu. You fucking bounce on it crazy style.
You must bounce on it. Crazy style.
I never use that sound effect, but I'm glad it's there.
Problem. The real players in the game have figured out even more ways to make money. And it all starts with this.
What kind of moron spends $200,000 on a box of Pokemon cards? I was able to make my money back. Here's the difference. Although this is a gamble, the product appreciates.
It's pretty much gambling for everybody except for the guy opening the box. Because as you heard him say, he sold all of these packs.
Well, how the tables have turned, because my friends bought some of the packs that I sold today.
Remember, the box only cost him $200,000, but he sold each pack within the box
for $11,111.
And if we do some simple math here, we'll see
holy hot fucking cock
that Logan walked away with a $200,000 in profit.
Is money real? What is money? Please submit your suck for card submission to Naisu. I don't have enough time to review your tapes. Hi, my name's Jeff, and I really want that Pikachu. Here's my my talent. This is a ballpark kosher Frank, the foot-long variety, and for the sake of the video, here we go. Haas, he's pretty good. Put him on the maybe list. He's got talent. He really wants that Pikachu.
With zero risk to him on what
Welcome to Low Bunny Island.
Happens when he actually opens the packs. A few months later, he did the same thing, this time paying $350,000 for the box and auctioning off the cards inside of it, which netted him a profit this time of over $1 million. The buyers of these packs...
I've been sitting on a Celebration 75th anniversary box that my aunt got me for like $80. I just checked and it's like $700 plus. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll buy that from you. You will profit.
Were able to come up during this live stream before he opened their pack and give their marketing spiel or just plug their channel or something. So I guess you could call it marketing spend. And in no way am I saying that these people that bought these packs got scammed or something. They all knew the risk going into it. And they
oh my
knew
God, he's transforming. Yeah, I want nothing to do with this anymore. It makes me feel dirty and sad.
that they could walk away with nothing, which is pretty similar to someone playing roulette in Vegas. But the more important thing here is the outside effects of everything happening. During this event, you have hundreds of thousands of people watching people basically play the lottery, and some of them walking away with very valuable cards. They also sold a Pokemon card for over $16 million.
Dude, this is crazy because this is a lot like Wubby, except for Wubby has never hit a valuable card ever. I'm sorry, Wubby. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm so sorry, Wubby.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
I'm so sorry, Wubby. I love Magic Monday, dude. Please don't ban me. I love Magic Monday.
During this whole event, which only added fuel to the fire for everybody sitting back at home, imagining themselves digging up their Pokemon cards from 2008 and selling one for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But still, they weren't able to really get involved with the action because they had to have a lot of money to afford one of these packs until now.
Rip It just launched, but I got high hopes for this company, literally putting my entire life force into it. You want to pick yourself up a Charizard? Go rip packs. You could do it right now.
Welcome to Rip It. These are digital packs
Rip It
that you pay a set price for and get one card out of. As you can see, the prices range anywhere from $25 to $1,000. These are similar to the pack breaks he does on live streams, but they're cheaper and easier to access, making them a great option for someone who can't afford the big game. But the problem is, this is basically just a lottery system. Sure, you might win, but the odds are stacked for you to win a lot less.
If you buy this, you deserve death. Well, hold on. As someone who has gambled on Pokemon cards before, that's a little heavy. That's a little heavy. Okay? All right? Okay?
Than you would spend, and to prove it, let's rip a pack. All right, so as you can see here, we are inside of Rip It currently, and the packs start at $25 and go all the
I like how he has AI art on them too.
way up to $1,000 for the master pack.
Dude, buying a $1,000 mystery pack of Pokemon cards is literally psychotic.
I have no desire to spend $1,000 on
That
this.
is psychotic.
And frankly, I have no desire to spend even $25 on this, but I guess for the video, maybe we do the America 250 pack, potentially. I feel like
Okay, guys, what do we guess the value of the card is? I bet it's a $60 card. $250, I bet he pulls a $60 card.
this is gambling, and I really don't like gambling, but shall we waste some money? I think we shall. Let's do it. Oh, and they charge you a fee? What? So not only do I have to pay $250 for the pack, but now I have to pay an $11
That's brutality.
$1.88 fee for what? All right, here we go. Did we lose money?
Of course.
Ta-da, what is it? Hey, okay, we didn't lose. Well,
wait, what? My boy hit. My boy did all right.
We didn't lose. Well, we lost money. Yeah, no, we did lose money. We got one that is worth $255. We can sell it back to them right now for $230, which means that they will have made about $30 to $40 off of us.
Guys, don't get it twisted. You will win. You will make money. What are you doing? Liquidate your assets and buy Pokemon cards. Go to your grandmother's house, steal her fucking CPAP machine, sell it at a fucking thrift store, and buy Pokemon cards. The life you want is only one day away. Steal from your family. Buy Pokemon. This is financial advice.
Between the fees and selling it. So I hope I can get my money out of this platform now. I hope I don't just like now have $230 in credits. So let's sell it now. I don't want it. So my funds are in my wallet. Can I get my funds out of my wallet? Are you kidding me? They're gonna charge me another fee to take my money out?
That's so funny.
After I've already paid a fee to rip the card? This is gonna take 2 weeks for me to get my money back, and they're charging me $12 to just do that.
Dude, you know what the most sick part is? You know what the most sick part is? In my mind, I'm like, $11. Might as well roll it again. Roll it on another $250 card. Surely we'll come up this time. You don't want to lose that $11. Might as well let it ride.
And I already paid $12 to buy the card.
Yeah.
No wonder Logan Paul is so rich.
That's right. Let it ride. Come on! They want you to give up. The life you want is right there. What if you hit a grail?
I guess we will take our money back. And apparently you have to contact support to actually withdraw your money. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Oh, and when you click contact support, it just takes you to their FAQ page.
Damn it. Oh, that's FAQ. Might as well let it ride.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to figure this out later, and I now have $230.
Is this a movie? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Are stuck on Rip It.
It's now been a little over a week. I have emailed support about 3 times and gotten no response.
No. Okay, this is actually... honestly, this is the most fucked up thing of the entire video. Offering buybacks and then not giving people their money back is actually fucking scamming. That is crazy.
Is still stuck. So definitely beware of this website if you're thinking about putting money into it.
On with the video. To be clear, I'm not saying or alleging that there is anything illegal about this, but just because it's legal doesn't mean it's a good thing. These digital packs make it way too easy for someone who has a gambling problem to just throw money away. And when you pair it with live streaming,
it's just like Deal Dash. What is Deal Dash? I've never even heard of Deal Dash.
Online, social media buzz around Pokemon, and the economy being worse for wear, you start to see a familiar setup. Remember, during Tulip Mania, everyone was dumping their money into tulips because they thought the price could never go down. After all,
the product appreciates
until it doesn't. Collectibles like Pokemon and other trading cards are a lot of fun, and I'm not judging anyone who
will sell now. Okay, here's what I will tell you guys. You have convinced me. This weekend, I will sell my least favorite of these. Dude, okay, this is actually crazy. Remember when I told you that that's crazy. It still has the $250 price tag on it for this. I'm going to sell this fucking Scream Pikachu because I don't even like that card.
Process. But if you're relying on it exclusively as an investment vehicle and hoping the price just keeps going up, there's a pretty high likelihood that you could get caught holding the bag when the entire market
Fine, I'll give you $250 for it. Okay. That is crazy that somehow Abe got summoned like the fucking Hat Man, because every clip I see of Abe at a card con, he's got like the full money spread. I've seen like 3 different clips of this motherfucker. He'll go and everybody will be like, my budget's like $100. And then they'll be like, I spent $8,000. And Abe's like, my budget is $0. And then he comes out and they're like, well, how much did you spend, Abe? And he's like, I made $10K. This man heard me make one joke about selling a Pokemon card under value, and he appeared like the Slender Man. He was like, yeah, I'll take it for $250. That's crazy. Abe, are you going to Collecticon this weekend? My next video, how I scammed kids and made $10,000. Hey, you know what? If you keep calling me a kid, I'll let you scam me, dude. You're making me feel young. If you want it, dude, if you're going to, yes, I'll be there. Hit me up. I'd love to go with you because I want to sell some of these. Apparently, this is like, this right here is like $35,000 of cards, and I had no idea. Do you want me to put up any of your stuff? We have a table we're vending for? Oh my God. What day are you going? Can we do a stream of it? Can we hang out and make content together and be friends? I'll pay for dinner. Booth or both? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, hell yeah. Special event stream this weekend, dude. Okay, that's awesome. Because I'll go Friday. We'll go early. We'll sell the card. You will come with me to Hard Summer. We'll do drugs. We'll fucking go wild with the money. Straight to Vegas. Put it on red. Hit red. Profit. Get married in a little chapel. Gay married. It's all coming together, Abe. You will make money, Abe. Your life can't be destroyed. It can only be made better.
Paid for my tuition this year, LOL.
Crashing down. Just remember to learn from history and sell while you're making a profit, because there is no shame in that. But there.
How I went to Collecticon with Abe, and we ended up millionaire drug addict, gay married. Forget Ludwig's regrading video. Wait till you see the Abe and Will Neff get hooked on crystal meth and get gay married after they sell his Pikachu video. How I accidentally ended up on crystal meth and gay married after Collecticon. That video will do numbers, dude.
Is a lot of shame in holding on to something, thinking that it's going
God,
to
I'm
continue
crying.
into infinity, only to end up.
Honestly, can I say the most exciting part about that is hanging out with Abe for a stream? I fucking love Abe.
Losing all of your money. But with that said, YouTube thinks you might also like this video. Let's see if they're right.
Holy shit, guys. That was a rabbit hole. Thanks for sharing that. I hope you guys laughed. Honestly, that was like my favorite segment I've done in forever. Holy smokes. That was so fun. And not just because I made tens of thousands of dollars on a Pokemon collection that I thought was useless. That's amazing. I hope it was as good for you guys as it was for me. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. I'm laughing. God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Please, sir. Can we have a little money? Can we have a little movie? Haas, play the intro if you're here. If you're here, play the intro. We'll get right into it. We won't waste any more. We won't waste any more of these good people's time sitting here watching my stream for entertainment. Sorry.
Tier 1 sub to Delta9_91. They have given 6 gift subs in the channel.
Isn't it beautiful, chat? Life is not a movie. It's not scripted, edited, or packaged for the screen.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very
We are more than the moments we see in motion pictures. Our existence is raw, unscripted, and beautifully unpredictable. Every breath, every heartbeat is a story untold, and a story that goes beyond any frame. But in those frames, in those fleeting moments on the screen, we find our greatest escape. Movies let us step outside of life, if only for a moment, to dream, to feel, and to live someone else's story. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need. Welcome to Blue Neff's Movie Night.
Hello, everybody. It's me. Hi. I'm the William. It's me. So, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend we were able to watch a tremendous film. An absolutely unbelievably important and fun film with great social commentary. We watched...
Oh, yeah, wow. That's very cool.
Neffel.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you. We watched Ex Machina, which was really, really, really fun. Watching important movies like that it's a total pleasure. And I hope you enjoyed that one. So we get a double movie night this week, which is rare. I usually don't like to do that because I think, you can kind of burn yourself out watching too many movies. I mean that sincerely. But we watch movies of social import. We watch movies that you can coach about. We watch kind of my old favorites. And then we watch movies that I think are timely. I don't know if you guys know this, but in 2 weeks, DC releases a brand new show called Lanterns. And so I was thinking in a lead up, maybe, just maybe, we should finally watch some animated DC stuff. Now, I will leave this open to you guys. I have a Criterion film locked and loaded, or we can finally watch some DC animated stuff. So, if we could get a poll, I will let you guys decide your fate. And I will respect the poll. So, whatever it is you guys would like,
that's very cool.
whether it be DC animated or very good, very important, prominent Criterion film. Which Criterion film? I'm not going to tell you.
That's very cool.
DC, you fucking nerd.
DC, you fucking nerd. No, you know what I will tell you. It's a movie that I think is brilliant.
Wow, that's very cool.
It's a movie that I think is
Rush Hour 2.
hilarious, and it's a movie that I don't know if a lot of you have seen. I don't want to tell you guys because I think you'll vote for it.
67, haha.
Have you guys ever seen Kingpin? I love the movie Kingpin, and not the villain from Marvel, the bowling movie. It is fucking amazing. It is one of my favorite comedies ever, and it is so degenerate and ridiculous and old and fucked up and funny. Criterion? I do think it's Criterion. I think that at the time it was kind of looked down on, but I mean, it's Randy Quaid, Woody Harrelson, and Bill Murray. Like it's gods. Anyway, it's a bygone comedy that I really like. Can we get that poll? All right, we're respect the poll. Go ahead and vote. Dude, I have ants in my room and I feel them crawling on me. I hate them. Oh, wow. It's really close. It is very close. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, it's so close. Every vote's going to count. Every single vote is going to count. Holy
I don't
shit.
take no shit from anyone.
They're both kind of similar because when I walked into prison my first day, I was like, damn man, you a fucking loser. And I had the same damn feeling every day I walked through the door with the Jets. Plaxico Butters.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
I'd sooner get Munson out in the middle of nowhere than buy one of your damn overpriced Pokemon cards.
That's correct. But you're not paying with money. Holy shit, it's 50-50.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Oh my
DC
God.
movie PLSSSSS.
Oh my God. DC heads, get in there. Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns. Come on, DC heads.
Oh yeah, wow,
Oh,
that's very cool.
DC heads.
Cack.
The DC heads are here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, hell yeah. That is awesome. All right, baby. We're watching The Dark Knight Returns. Let's fucking go, baby. DC, here we fucking go. All right, I'm going to go grab a snack. That was Democracy Manifest. Hey, Haas, do you have the rules again? Can you just broadcast the rules on the screen? That's easier than me playing it. Nice. Ow, I pulled my hair out.
It's a groovy time for a movie time. So grab your gap and grab a seat. But don't forget to get something to eat. Delicious meat and nutritious meat.
You can't beat my meat for a special treat. Sucking on me is really neat.
Don't be a jerk and don't be a fool. Be a good neighbor and follow these rules. What are these rules? Remember to keep your shoes on at all times. Don't pull your penis out unless you really need to. Indecent exposure is a class 2 felony. Don't talk once. Don't talk once. You may be a wasp. Don't let it work out. We still have a fucking money. Do not nuts. Can't continue the seat if I told you. While sitting there, I am everywhere at once. And I will cut you off if you make out. Yeah, I will cut your lips and tongue from your head with a night to rain down your throat with hard acid. It's starve your testicles and turn your guts into snakes. This is a copyrighted movie for Time Warner. If I find you sold it on eBay, I will break into your house and tear your wife in half.
A few moments later.
Boy Kissers Central. We love kissing boys.
My nipples are very sensitive.
Hello. Oh. 30 seconds late. Somebody get these beggars out of here. Okay, let me just fix some things real quick. Dude, we're watching an animated fucking Disney movie. This is gonna be awesome. I'm so stoked. This is gonna be so fun. All right. What the frickin' frick? Am I? Hold on. What is frick? Why? Huh. Hold on, please. Everybody, hold on. Why isn't this showing up? I'm a little verschnicked. I'm a little verklempt. I'm a little. What is? I'm so confused as to what is happening right now. Okay. Stay with me. I'm old. What is happening? Okay, what if I do this? Nope. Okay, that's so. The input finally showed up. Holy shit! I was like wrestling a dragon. Okay, bits, chat. You guys know the deal. I'm not doing the whole spiel. Let's watch.